folks, it's myself here, and this week we're going to be making our own art inspired by Keith Haring. What you're going to need is a white piece of paper, some markers, a pencil, and your creativity. Let's begin. We're going to start by learning about this guy, Keith Haring. He was a famous artist in New York City in the 80s and 90s, and he was inspired by graffiti and hip-hop music and made this awesome art. He believed that art should be for everyone, and so he put his art on buildings, on t-shirts, on shoes, whatever he could find. And I think that the characters in his art oftentimes look like they're moving. So let's look at some clues about what might make these guys look like they're moving. So we see that their arms and legs are bent and that these little lines kind of indicate motion. So as you're working, I want you to think about what kinds of motion and movement you like. Do you like to dance? Do you like to run? What are some ways that moving around brings us joy? So we're going to look at this little stick figure person, and when her arms and legs are straight, it's maybe a little hard to see in this background, she looks like she's still. But when I take these arms and legs and bend them, all of a sudden, she looks like she's running or dancing. So I want you to think about that when you're drawing your own stick figure. So the first thing I'm going to do is start by drawing my stick figures. So I'll start with a body and then some legs that are in motion. These can look however you'd like. Remember, stick figures are pretty basic. They don't have to be too complicated. Maybe this one is doing a handstand. I'm starting with pencil, so if I make mistakes, I can erase it. Remember, everybody's can be their own. Your stick figures can be dancing or running, however you'd like. This one has some crazy hair. And then the next thing I'm going to do is choose a marker and go over these to make them look like they're a little bit thicker and more real. So I'm going to go over top of them. I might choose a dark color to do this. And color them in. I'm not giving these guys faces just because I'm trying to be inspired by Keith Haring, but it's really up to you. The next step is going to be adding my patterns. So we can see that these lines kind of make it look like they're in motion and just look super cool. So I'm going to choose out a couple colors that I like and I think go together. This is really up to you what you want to do. I have this maroon already. I'm going to add a blue. I think maybe teal, yellow, and I think I want a pink in there too. Maybe that. So then I'm going to go around and do a layer, just outlining, tracing, taking my time going around. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the other guy, go all the way around. Then I'm going to choose another color and do a different kind of line. So I might do a zigzag line, and I'm going to do a zigzag line all the way around, a whole outline of zigzag lines. You can take your time with this. You can make up your own kind of line. It's totally up to you. Then maybe I'm going to do another smooth line where some of my details kind of get lost. That's okay, I just keep going out. They're going to look kind of blobby, but you can tell that it still kind of suggests the outline of my figure. Then maybe I'm going to do a dotted line And then where they meet in the middle, they're just gonna kind of become one blob, and that's just fine. And when I hit the edge of the page, that's okay. I'll just stop and keep going. And my drawing will keep going. You can really take your time with this, zone out, have fun, come up with your own patterns. Yes, it takes a little bit of time, but it's a lot of fun. Thanks for making with me today, and I hope you have the good life that you deserve.